Hey guys, this is Cikgu Nick. Welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be discussing on some basic understanding about mathematics. And this video is actually meant for the current Standard 6 students, I would say, or for those who are already in Form 1 but you don't actually know what have you done when you're in primary, or even though you are in Form 1 now, you don't actually know what you are doing currently. So this video is meant to clarify or to show you some understanding that you have to know by now before going into deeper questions, or before you approach Form 2 and above, basically. All right. So I have divided this basically for this video into four major parts. The first part will be numbers. Second part will be basic operations. It will then be followed by unknown or variables, and last but not least, conversion between units. Right. So let's look for part one. So part one is about numbers. So based on our syllabus, numbers, it can actually be divided into three main parts. The first part is actually integers, followed by fractions and decimals. So again, throughout this video, we'll just be doing some revision so that the knowledge actually will be absorbed back into your mind. You already learned this, but maybe you have already forgotten. So what is integer? So integer is not fraction, is not decimal. So whatever digit that you can think of, it's not fraction, it's not decimal, it will then be integer. So integer, in another word, we call it as a whole number. So integer is actually a whole number. So it can be divided into three parts. It will be 0, a positive integer, as well as a negative integer. All right. So 0, it doesn't have any positive or negative sign in front. Anything more than 0, it will be a positive. For example, 2. So normally when we see numbers like 2 or 50 or 127, it doesn't have any sign in front. It means that actually this is a positive integer. Anything less than 0, for example, negative 77. This is a negative integer. Anything with a negative sign, compulsory negative sign, before the number, it will be a negative integer. Fraction is something stuck in between integers, for example, 1 to 2. So something in between 1 and 2, it will be either fraction or decimal. So fraction, I will have two parts. So for example, 1 and 1 over 2. So this part, we call it a numerator. This part, we call it a denominator. So again, these terms are important for you to, by now, you have to remember these terms already. All right. If not, when your teacher say like, okay, just circle your numerator, circle your denominator, you'll be like, what? What is happening? All right. So fraction. So in fraction, we do have positive fraction as well as negative fraction as well. Yeah. So regardless whether it is a positive or negative fraction, the numerator and denominator will still remain the same. So it wouldn't be like when you change to negative, then numerator will become numerator, denominator will become numerator. It is not possible. Decimal, it is also something in between the whole number, but instead of putting it into like 1 over 2, I'll put it 0.5. So let's say if you were to use calculator, when you press 1 divided by 2, then you press an equal sign, you'll be seeing 0.5. So anything with a decimal point, we call it a decimals. So these three parts are really important, because let's say when your question asks you like change your answers into fraction form, so you don't know what is fraction, then you can't do anything. All right. So this is the first part, then you have to know. And after these three parts, we will be seeing numbers on number lines. So in Form 1, or perhaps when you're in primary school, you already learn number lines. So number lines, it can be in a form of two ways. So it is either a horizontal number line or a vertical number line. So I will have 0 potentially in between. So anything after 0 in your horizontal line, it would be a positive integer. or positive fraction or positive decimals. Anything before 0, it will be a negative. All right. And for vertical number line, normally I'll be telling my students like, hey, you are in a lift now. You are at ground floor. I need to go to a 5th floor. So basically in lift, the number of floor, actually it is arranged like from smaller number at bottom till the bigger number on top. So similarly for your vertical number line, anything more than 0, which means the number is getting bigger and bigger, it will be a positive column. And anything below 0, like from 9th floor to 5th floor, you will go downwards. So this is your negative integer. All right. So basically, this is the first part that we will cover in this video. For the next video, I'll be covering on part 2, which is your basic operations. All right. So stay tuned on my videos, and we will see you again.